Hi, folks. This is going to be a little bit of an unusual episode of the video channel thing because I don't have any Zen thing to say to you, but I've been working on some other stuff. I've been very hard at work making the audiobook of Letters to a Dead Friend about Zen, and that's occupied a bunch of my time. And then a couple of the evenings I was working on two other things, which was a sort of a opening scene for a script that me and Piruz have been talking about doing, and a song that would be the theme song for that movie. So I'm going to read you the little bit that I wrote, and then I'm going to let you hear the theme song. Here is the opening scene, proposed opening scene for the movie. This is not written in dialogue format, it's written in kind of short story format. So here goes. They'd searched for ages for a president who had the balls to stand in front of the cameras and say what they'd scripted out many presidents ago. My fellow Americans, it is my duty to tell you that your government has been keeping secret from you for some 40 years the discovery of what is unquestionably an artifact of alien technology, something manufactured by intelligent beings not of this earth. They'd ended up with a buffoon of a president, a washed-up former child star who turned politician late in life to impress a college-aged girlfriend, and somehow, against all odds and predictions, actually ended up winning the presidency. A man whom no one trusted, not even the proudest members of his own party. Oh, he had the balls to make the announcement, all right, but only because he was so powerfully stupid. We should have gone with the last guy, they whispered to each other. He was bad, but he would have been better than this. We've got no choice anymore, someone else said. We disclose or they do. They've made that much abundantly clear. If we're even understanding them correctly, said someone else. It has to be now, came a voice with more authority than the rest. Get him out there. Dutifully, the president waddled towards the brace of microphones with a stride that was probably meant to convey strength of purpose, but looked more like constipation. There was a prominent drop of something, spittle perhaps, on his red tie. He ran his hand through his artificially red hair, stepped to the cluster of microphones and cleared his throat. My fellow, he said. He paused, seemed momentarily confused, like a child who suddenly realizes his mommy isn't right behind him anymore. That is, he stammered, my fellow citizens, citizens of the world, of this world, our sovereign Earth, our independent and liberated Earth. Oh God, the voice of authority said, he's losing it. We've got to abort, said someone else. I'll say when we abort, said the voice of authority. The voice of authority waved for silence. He's pulling out of it. The president flashed what he must have intended as a confident grin. It came off like a 10-year-old boy who has been ordered to smile for grandma. My fellow Americans, the president said, it is my duty to tell you, to inform you, that your government has kept secret from you the discovery some 40 years ago of what was unconditionally... He blinked, strained his eyes at the teleprompter. Ah, I see, he said. Unquestionably an artifact of alien technology. The room burst into noise. Reporters shouted at the president, shouted at each other, shouted at their camera and sound people, who shouted back at the reporters. The noise was deafening and quite unintelligible. At last the president picked a large folder off the podium in front of him and let it fall to the podium with a loud crash, dislodging several of the microphones. The reporters and camera people went silent. Something intelligently manufactured, the president shrieked, his voice several tones higher than before. But not on this Earth. This is a shit show, someone said. The voice of authority sighed. We are just going to have to see this through and figure out what comes next based on what happens now. He looked around the room. We have numerous contingency plans. I suggest you familiarize yourself with all of them, since we don't know which one we'll have to use or if we'll have to synthesize something from several of them. The president continued. We believe the origin of the craft to be one of the stars in the Zeta Reticuli binary system, some 37 light-years distant. We do not know how long this craft has been here, but the strata in which it was dug up was at least 75,000 years old. Since we unearthed this one, 6 more similar craft have been discovered. Some of these may be far more recent in origin. The president cleared his throat again. The voice of authority winced. Your government is pledged to serve and protect you. As your president, your favorite president, the president smiled. God help us, someone said. He's going off book. We've got to pull the plug, someone else said. It would only make things worse than they already are, the voice of authority said. Let him go. Let's see what he has to say for himself. There are some things they don't even tell the president chuckled, flashing that ridiculous grin again. But I was determined to find out. I poked, I prodded, I dragged the truth out of them, and now I am honored to be the president who presided over the full disclosure of the truth about ancient aliens. Oh, Jesus Christ, someone said. He sounds like the goddamn History Channel. And that's how it was. The grandest thing that had ever happened in the history of mankind. Our first contact with intelligent beings from another world, announced by a cartoon of a president to a crowd of barely literate reporters who did not know if he was serious or if this was some kind of elaborate joke or stunt. And now the song.
UFO aliens, we'd like to know your name. We'd love to know the reasons that you came into this galaxy. Welcome to this place. Please stay a while and make us smile.